Hello everybody, welcome to Liza's Love Tarot. I am an energy reader and I use tarot and astrology to read the energies, but not to be mistaken with a tarot reader or an astrologist. The devil's in the details, so I'll just leave it at that. So I'm here today to talk about Mercury going into Scorpio. I love the energy of Mercury in Scorpio. It's very, very it's a certain level of dark devotion that I just have to admire. It's Cyrano de Bergerac kind of devotion. So that play was about a man. He had a really big nose. His name was Cyrano. Fell in love with this beautiful woman, and he was afraid that she'd think he was ugly, so he just got like this really good looking guy to pretend to be him, and he'd like tell the guy what to say, right? Cyrano is Mercury in Scorpio. He's totally obsessed, totally devoted, totally wants everything for this woman, but comes in under a disguise. Okay, it's the disguise that makes it a little awkward, because it's like, I'm like, okay, I understand Cyrano, but also at the same time, you've tricked me. Like, I've fallen in love with this other person. They're not who they say they are. I'm actually in love with two different men. I'm in love with the face of one and the voice of another. That's kind of heartbreaking, right? Like, it's frustrating. That's Mercury and Scorpio, that level of frustration at at least that's how we can feel, or those are the things that can come up to some degree for some of us. For some of us, we're the ones doing the tomfoolery, you know? We're the ones succumbing to, oh, I'm so scared, I don't know like how they're gonna feel, so I'm just gonna go about this divisive plan, this crazy plan that no one else would ever do in a million years. They just shoot their shot, right? Instead, I'm gonna go through all the hoops, the bells, and the whistles, only to be found out in the end. But that's kind of the jaunt into the underworld, and that's what Mercury does during its stay and its venture into Scorpio. It, for a short period of time, goes into the underworld. He's the only one of the planets who can really do that easily, quickly, and without being seen, noticed, or paid too much attention to. In fact, he's one of the only planets that you can confuse him with Pluto or Mars retrograde type energy. So Mars will be in retrograde when this is happening. And I atone Mars in retrograde as the Mars that rules Scorpio, right? It's the cooled off Mars. It's the one, and by cooled off, I mean the kind of hot that's cold, okay? This is not the kind of cool off that's like warm or whatever. No, not that kind of cool off. I'm talking about something so cold you get hypothermia and your arm falls off. That's Mars in Scorpio, okay? It's exacting. It's reactionary, but to outstanding degrees, okay? Scorpio Mars can't do the same thing and get away with the same thing, same cutting energy that Aries Mars can. Aries Mars can cut you and you'll bleed. Scorpio Mars cuts you, or that Mars in retrograde energy. Please do watch that video. It's all about the Mars in retrograde energies. It's up. I put it up yesterday. I implore you to watch that and the November reads to really know what's going on with the energy and total. But that Mars in Scorpio energy, that Mars retrograde, right? That has the ability to kill, to completely lose a thing. It's one thing to be cut and to bleed from your limb. It's a totally other thing to have that shit gone, just taken from you, okay? And that's kind of that Scorpio energy. That's the underworld. It can take from you. So Mercury, our god of communication, our planet, who is all about the way in which we not only give meaning to the world, right? That's the Virgo aspect of Mercury, but the way in which we communicate with each other. I'm so sorry that I'm yawning. I have been doing so many readings lately, so the energy, like, you know, me and the energy, we have a good relationship. And they know that when I'm getting tired, like they're telling me, you know, hey, like this is your last one. And I'm like, yes, I know. But as I'm saying, this Mars and Scorpio energy, the Virgo aspect of it is very much so communication between each other for meaning, to apply meaning to something. So I can communicate with you, hey, where are you? What's around you? And I can begin to draw a map, right? The one drawing the map is Virgo. The one shouting out things like, I don't know, there's a giant M and it's golden and it's attached to this weird fucking building with a clown on top. That's Gemini energy, right? Like I can tell you a story for days, give you accurate descriptions of everything, and talk and talk and talk and communicate and conceptualize and give a form to these thoughts. That's Gemini energy. So Mercury is both of those things, right? On one side, you have the one jotting down all that information. On the other side, you have the one consuming all of that information. Two sides, one coin. That guy, that little buddy of ours, he's heading to Scorpio. Loki is headed to the underworld. And we all know that sometimes those aspects can be a little green. They can be a little green, especially Virgo Mercury, giving meaning to things. And without meaning to, right? Sometimes we can convince ourselves of a truth that isn't necessarily true. But the beautiful energy about Scorpio, wow, this fell out. I'm just going to show you. Four of Swords and the Queen of Swords. This in the green right there. But I was just about to say, the thing about this energy, funny enough, I'm going to look at the bottom. Okay, the Page of Wands. Yes, it can be very liberating. Because when it goes into Scorpio, Scorpio purifies, okay? You go into the underworld. This is her. She's gone into her jaunty underworld. She can't take her body. It's all spiritual. And because it's all spiritual, we have the Queen of Swords. It's very detached, okay? It's the moment where we get so detached from our reality that we can actually start to see reality again, because we no longer have it. So it can be a very dark thing for some people, depending on what you're detaching from, and it can be a very refreshing thing for others. If you're, taking out the trash, like think about taking out a trash, right? For some people, they enjoy taking out the trash. It's a nice little jaunt in the evenings. They get some fresh air. They take out their little bag and they call it a day. For some people, cleaning up after a party that was miserable, everybody was angry, there's bloodstains on the carpet, nobody knows where that came from, there's random condom wrappers everywhere and used condoms. Taking out the trash now is a horrid thing. It's gross. Not only because, first of all, you have to collect it, right? You're collecting the trash, and that's where it's gross, is you're collecting it. You weren't collecting it as you went, right? Like the other person who's happy. They're just taking out, first of all, their own trash. Not everybody else's used condoms, just their own, And when they used it, they threw it away. Like, there's no need to collect it. I threw it away as I was done using it. It's the level of responsibility. Those who are really responsible with their inner world tend to have an easier jaunt than those who aren't. So I'm going to use a new deck. It's my little ghost friend. I've only used it for Aquarius so far. But I'm going to use this deck just to kind of see what Mercury is up to, because it's a playful deck, and I really enjoy it. But we're going to look at the energy connection of what Mercury is up to and how it's going to be affecting you specifically. Wow, Ten of Cups. It was so much fun. That dropped out. So I'm going to leave it here because it did, and that was nice. But we're going to look at first how this is affecting you, and then we're going to look at how it's affecting the other person, okay? So this is the energy, and this is just how it may be affecting you. Ten of Cups, right off the bat, is a great, great vibe, great feeling. This is personal fulfillment. When you go into the underworld, you're going to be cleaned. You're the person who is collecting their trash as you were going. This is total and utter fulfillment. I absolutely love that energy. Let's look at what's the underlying energy. The Eight of Coins. Someone who has been working hard and look, taking pride in their work. But not the kind of pride that's like, kind of gross. This is, hey, look what I did, Mom. I stuck out my pentacle in the fridge. Like, I'm working on it. I'm visualizing and I'm making what I visualize. I'm manifesting. This is a different kind of ghost. Wow, I love that. And this is what's feeling that energy underneath it. The Lovers. Okay, this is divine union. And look at that eye at the top. Not all decks have that. You know what I mean? So this really implies that this is based on true intuition. You are looking inward. You're looking, as you're manifesting, you are looking inward. And you're in divine connection with the universe. This isn't about somebody else. This is about you and your connection with the universe. And that's what's beautiful already in this reading. Okay? So that's what's feeling at the bottom. We already have the general surrounding the energy of this Mercury in Scorpio. And it's the Ten of Cups. Okay? So this is the feeling, the vibe that you're going to be feeling as Mercury's in Scorpio, my divine feminine energy. Wow. I fucking love it because fulfillment is amazing. I think we're going to hit Halloween soon, and I have that written down and tracked as a day of liberation. Okay. I do a lot of like scrying and planning based on my scrying, and I just see how things unfold. And it always unfolds. You know, there's nothing that I'm pulling out of the sky that isn't happening. I'll put it that way. You know, it's beautiful to see how it unfolds. And when I tell you that fulfillment is always a joy to see, this is what's going on in the 3D around it. To a stick, someone's got a plan. But this isn't just any plan. Someone's thinking and thinking hard about how they fit in the world. Okay? I feel like this energy is somebody who isn't quite sure that what they thought was the way that things were. And they're starting to formulate new mental pathways, not just mental pathways, but in the soul, new pathways about who they are and how they fit in this world, okay? That's kind of a plan too. So that's how this is playing out in the 3D. I'm going to go ahead and look at what's happening in the soul at the time. The 5 of coins we never like seeing. Pentacles in the soul, let alone. The 5 of pentacles. I wanted to shuffle the deck and they were like, don't shuffle. Just read it. Okay. So on a soul level, right? What's going on with you is you may be feeling put out, which is really counterintuitive to this 10 of cups. So we're definitely going to clarify this before we move on to your other person and see how this plays out. Because if I'm going to be totally honest, I don't know. It's really in juxtaposition between these two cards, right? So it's where do I fit in the world? Maybe I don't fit anywhere. I'm not of this world, right? Maybe you have to create a space for yourself. So that's definitely one way of looking at this. You have the fulfillment. You know what fulfillment feels like. You know what love feels like. But now you need to go create a space for yourself for that. And you do have to go through this 5 of pentacles of not actively feeling like or seeing it or it reverberating in your environment. So perhaps this could actually be a good thing. I don't actually want to, like I went into it kind of like, but it's actually a good thing. Because if your soul recognizes in your environment that this is a void. This is the vibration that you are giving off. This is what your soul is picking up on though, in your environment, pentacles. So what's it going to do? I guess I gotta make some more pentacles because this definitely isn't fulfillment. Gotta make my pentacles, gotta manifest some pentacles. Yeah, from divine love union. Okay, so what don't we see? The world. Wow, see, what you don't see, okay, this makes a lot of sense. What you don't see is how you fit in the world. That's how it's not what you're not seeing because you are it, right? You are. Of course you can't see yourself. Because you are creating the world. So therefore you don't know what it's like because you are it. Other people can come and see you in the space that you're creating the world. They're going to see it easily. They're going to see where you fit in their lives. They're going to see where you fit in general. They're going to have all of these ideas about you that you don't have because you are it. The universe, you know why the universe makes love to itself? So it can know itself. That's why it made another one. Something to love it so that it can love. That's why the lovers exist. That's why this is such a Gemini card, right? And we're talking about Mercury. That's why Mercury wants to know about itself. That's why he speeds around the fucking zodiac sign like a maniac, because he wants to know everything. That's a very Virgo thing, right? They want to know. So they fly around trying to figure it out. And the thing that you can't see when you're so busy doing that is yourself. You see everything about the world but yourself. That's beautiful. But it also suggests that, whatever lessons that you've been learning and stuff, like there's wisdom here. There's the cups, the pentacles, the wands, the swords. There's a balance. There's a harmony. There's wisdom. And that's what you don't see. And, it's a great surprise, right? But it puts you in this space. So what I want you to know is that I see this, so you don't, if you start feeling like, I don't have a place in this world, I want you to come back, think about what I just told you. Liza said, I am the world. Of course, I don't know what it feels like to have a place because I am the place. Your house doesn't know what it's like to have a home. It is the home. Do you understand what I'm saying? The pentacles is your human vessel body. It doesn't know what it's like to have a body. It is the body. It is the root. It is the tree. It is the space. So it doesn't know. So of course, it's always confused about that. But you have Liza, and Liza told you that you are the home. You are the world. Don't worry. Like this whole, oh, I'm thinking about it. That's good, because it also tells your soul, hey, we need to make sure that we're matching vibrations, and this doesn't match. This is about halfway there. We need to keep calibrating. We need to keep calibrating. This world is trying to calibrate you into that, right? So it's good. It's good that your soul can recognize that your environment isn't exactly in line with your energy, so that way it can pull in that stuff. And what is the outcome? Ace of Sticks, look at that. It's pulling it in. Your soul is doing work. Your soul is at work. I fucking love this. This is amazing. Let's go ahead and clarify the 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Coins. Oh my goodness, guys. I can't make it up if I tried. What did I say? What did I say? It's good that the soul recognizes that your environment is not in line with what is happening, what you were vibrating, right? Because this 10 of Cups, this is a fantasy for the most part, okay? Your emotions aren't in reality. You can act them, you can express them into reality, but your emotions don't exist in reality, except for crying for the most part, right? That's when they realize themselves. And so we can cry from joy, we can cry from terror, we can cry from all sorts of stuff. But the only realization of your actual emotions are tears. They're the only things that cannot be faked. You can fake crying, but you cannot fake a tear. Does that make sense? It is your emotional body, which is made of water, realizing itself. That's why your body has a whole transformation, and how you go through a whole thing, you get snot-nosed and all of that kind of stuff, right? Your emotional body is pouring out of you. So that is the only time when it is real. Other than that, it's not. And your energy, it's good that your energy radiates that, right? That's why you can go from I'm totally fulfilled and 2 seconds later, oh, I'm just shit, nothing works out for me, because it's not tangible. And so your soul is like, hold the fucking phone. We got a princess living in rags? Why is she in rags? Cinderella needs a dress. And so they send you somebody to get you a dress. Look at that. Look at that. A little mustache, a little monocle. You're doing all right for yourself. But look at that. I can't make that up. Isn't that beautiful? That's just a beautiful story. So this Mercury going into Scorpio. Mercury's going into the underworld, and he's going to pick up some tips and some tricks. The thing is to don't be deceived by your environment, okay? Do not be deceived. Your soul needs to recognize that your environment is not matching up quite as much as your new energy. And so it takes time. The physical thing is always the last. Pentacles always come last, okay? Because you have to have the fire, you have to have the water, right? You have to have the air, you have to have your thoughts. So in other words, your soul needs to line up with your emotional body, with your thoughts, your mental body, and then you can act with your physical body, okay? Yes, fire energy is the action, but it's the intent for action. Your physical body has to do the active work, okay? So pentacles come last. And just recognize that. You're going to feel it in your soul first, right? You're going to have that realization, that illumination. Then you're going to feel it in your body. Then your thoughts, everything you think, it's just going to be reverberating this. You're going to walk down the street and somebody's going to be like, wow, you look like $1 million. Wow, thanks. Meanwhile, you just put on some sweats and something. And you're like, oh, okay, this is just my normal outfit, but thank you. Somebody's going to say something offhanded to you. Wow, I bet you think you're just great stuff, huh? Rich people suck. And you're like, what the fuck? I got $3 in my pocket. Not even. I don't even got cash. We're cash poor. I got $3 in my account. What are you talking about? Right? You're just going to, because you're reverberating the energy, your soul is reverberating this energy, your emotional body, your thoughts, everything in your auric field is saying, I'm a rich bitch. I'm a rich bitch. I'm a rich bitch. I'm wealthy. yeah, I'm wealthy, right? Like, and everything that means, okay? It's going to mean something different to everybody. Not everybody attains monetary wealth. Some people want spiritual wealth. Some people want a lot of different kind of things. But either way, you'll be a rich bitch and you'll be wealthy in whatever it is that you're looking for, okay? And all of those things are happening, and then your reality starts to shift because it's forming around your auric energy. Your material world needs to form and shape itself around that. That's why when people flip-flop back and forth, oh, I'm the best in that, and they're not emotionally and mentally stable, they're not fixated on an end point and just working towards that, it's okay that you have thoughts that throw you, that distract you. Acknowledge them and send them on their way. The presence of them is not threatening. The amount of time you spend on them is, okay? The amount of time, Capricorn is a thing, right? That's Capricorn is time, that you spend, right? Pentacles, you'll be spending them pentacles. The amount of time that you spend on those negative thoughts and on those things that take you out of that auric field is dangerous. But not their presence. Their presence doesn't matter. In fact, their presence dictates to your spirit and your soul, hey, this is not in alignment. We are this, get it together. And then what happens? The universe delivered. So good. My God. My God. I just love that energy. Like, my goodness. Okay, so we're going to look at your other person. Ooh, I could, whoa. Ooh, okay. So, I have this came out. I'm going to look that, but first I'm going to look under this, Four of Pentacles. So we've got some holding on to stuff, Queen of Pentacles. So your person has a choice to make, okay? Your person's going into the underworld, and as Mercury goes into Scorpio, and they have a choice to make. They either can hold on to what they have, or they can realize that they are what they have, okay? They can either hold on to what they have, or they can realize they are what they have. What happens when you go into the underworld? What's the first thing you have to let go of? The Pentacle. The first thing you have to let go of. It's the reverse now, right? I just told you that you start as fire, your soul. Then you go to water, your emotional body. Then you go to thought forms, your mental body. And the last thing is the physical body. So when you go into the underworld to be purified, the first thing to go are the pentacles, the physical body. When you die, you can't take your physical body, right? This is a metaphorical death. We do it every season during October. There's no point in being scared. Death is a thing that's going to happen. One day you're going to die. Whether it's tomorrow you get hit by a bus or not, it's best to just accept it and to stop fearing mortality, because it always puts us in a place where when you fear mortality, that you fear every bit of it and every resonance of it. And again, we are constantly dying. Every breath you take, inhale, life, exhale, death. Whew, I died. Let me come back. Here you go. Hi, I'm Liza again. Now, of course, you die and you come alive so fast that we call it life, okay? But everything is in the process of dying. So the first things to go when you die are your body, your physical, okay? So your person has something to realize. Either they're going to hold on to it and try to escape this cycle, or they're going to realize, I am the pentacle. I am the body. I am it. So it's okay if I lose it. It's mine. It was me. And there's still way more of me left. I don't need the physical body. I don't need to hold on to it because I am it, right? I don't need to hold on to it because I am. I am. The Queen of Pentacles, while she's got her hand on that pentacle, yes, it signifies that this is mine. Yes. But I don't need to hide. I don't need to run. She's sitting under a fucking tree ready to die. You know, old people, they go under trees and they die. Not that she's old. She looks great. But the point is that she's not running scared from anything. Whereas this person, she's running scared. She's scared. She said, I don't know about all that. So they have a choice to make, okay? I don't know what choice they are going to make. But we're going to look at these cards here that kind of came out. So first things first. The energies surrounding them. And I do 2 cards for each one so we can really see what's going on, okay? I'm not going to do extendeds for these. So I'm going to just clarify them with 2 cards. Okay. The energy is wild. Oh, but I'm still here because, you know, it's my job. So, the energy surrounding them in this cycle with Mercury going into Scorpio, they've got the world. And guess who also had the world in juxtaposition? You did. You for you it's hidden. For you, the whole aspect of the world, because you are the world, is hidden from you. The energy surrounding them is the world. This can be karma, this can be harmony. I feel like the universe is coming in, and Mercury, this whole jaunt into the underworld for them is so that they can become harmonized. Okay, as Mercury, and imagine them with a little Mercury crown on top of their head, they are now being escorted into the underworld. They're doing it under the guise of harmony. Now, harmony sounds great, but when you are not in harmony and you have to get into harmony, it might not be so fun, because what were you overindulging in that you now have to have taken away? What were you restricting yourself from that you now have to have flooded into you, right? If you were restricting yourself of emotions, you're going to get a flood of them now, a flood. And the world, this card is going to balance it out. It does not care if you live, say, you know, you remember Katrina, that was horrific. That was horrific. Mother Nature does not care. Mother Nature does not care. And think of the world. Gaia, she does not care. She will balance you out, even if it decimates half of your population. That's a powerful energy. So you never really want to, it's a nice energy to be hidden from you, because it means it's not coming at you like that, right? This is a tsunami. She said you don't need to go through that. It's hidden. You are the tsunami. So of course you're not going to experience it. If you're the ocean, right? You're not going to experience it. If you're the earth, you're not experiencing the earthquake. Everyone is affected by you quaking, right? This person is getting affected by you. So whatever you're doing, they're feeling it. That's the point of this, okay? Let's see what else is going on over here. Ooh, Judgment, but it's in reverse. That hurts. I know I saw some cards going into reverse on this. I don't know if this whole deck is in reverse or not. I'm feeling anxious for them. Oh my goodness. Like the way I don't even want to look at this. I wish you guys could just see my face right now. Like I am just avoiding this reading at this point. And it's because, ooh, it hurts. Judgment has come out so often in all of the readings for November. This is a massive, massive fucking like reckoning happening in the air. I cannot even describe it. But for them, this judgment upside down for me tells me not only if you were the tsunami, everything that they were holding on to, ignoring, not paying attention to, is about to come crumbling down. This feels like a tower card. It's worse than that. A tower card is like lightning hitting your tree, and you a squirrel and you live in the tree, and it sucks because your tree caught on fire and you got to go move trees. Judgment in reverse is like you want liberation, but you get shackles instead. That's hard. So this person was overindulging in something, and they're getting the restrictions are coming. They're about to either be kicked out of some rooms that they're in, out of some spaces, metaphysical or they're physical, I don't know. Take it as you will. But this person, they're about to be removed from a lot of things that they had access to. And they had access to it because they took that access from you. They were overindulging in your energy. And now you are pulling it back. Think of the tsunami pulling back that water. Well, once you pull it back so far, that ricochet whoosh, balances everything out. Two of Wands. What does it look like for them in the 3D? It's the Tower card, but it's reversed. Holy shit, I was just talking about the Tower. I just said that this was like a tower. And for the fact that it's reversed is sending me, because it's almost like it's almost like it just keeps happening. It's like this is just, I'm seeing boulders coming off of cliffs, just one after another, after another, after another. It's unavoidable. It's unavoidable. Upright, look, little squirrel, he said, oh shit, my shit's on fire. Oh shit, oh shit. In reverse, it's unavoidable. It's unavoidable. And what this tells me is that I think that they're trying to avoid having to go in this jaunt into the underworld. It is unavoidable. Everything, it's chaos around them. The forest will be on fire and they will have to go into the hole. They have no other choice. Ooh, what else is here? And there was, oh, justice in reverse. I can't. These are major arcana, guys. The universe is turning on them. Fuck. This is rough. I feel bad. I feel bad for them. You know, as an empathetic person, I'm not going to get in the way. Like, I mean, whatever the fuck they did, they did. They deserve it, I guess, you know? Like, not I guess, they do. The universe says they deserve it, they deserve it. Well, who am I? Who am I? I'm just little Liza. I'm just little Liza. I just, you know, I'm a little fairy of love out here floating in the universe. I don't get involved. I don't get involved because who am I to get involved? Who am I to know any better? I you know, all I can get involved with is my own personal free will, right? So, you know, I just have to remind myself that because that's how bad I feel. And rarely do I feel bad for folks, you know? So like, this is tough. Judgment in reverse. The scales, they did not align in their favor. Now take this to mean whatever it needs to mean for you in your own situation. Their friends have, oh my goodness, this is what's happening in the soul. They feel like they have been absolutely, all of these cards are reversed. I knew. And guys, it swung that way, okay? I had like 2 cards in my hand and like the top and the bottom stayed and this whole middle section, imagine, you know, like it was this one and the bottom. Everything in the middle swung and I was like, holy shit, I thought it was just the top 2 cards that would be reversed. Had no idea what was going on, but this is rough. Okay, so the 3 of Cups, desertion. This is in the soul though, okay? Remember how your soul was feeling 5 of Cups and your soul was like, hey, things aren't lining up. And then your soul said, don't worry, 10 of Coins, we're coming through. Their soul said, you know, I don't really have much to celebrate anymore. I don't have anyone to celebrate with. And then we have to look and say, well, is it lining up with the situation? I mean, with the judgment coming through and being like, you shackled, we're putting the fucking collar on you, put the ankle bracelet on your fucking, your ankle. You're not going anywhere, pal. It matches. This matches. These 2 cards and this card in energy matches. Let's see what the next one is. Fuck, the Queen of Swords. Oh, jeez. This is resentment. This is the Ice Queen. This is nasty. The Queen of Swords, when she's in reverse, she's not only is she telling you the truth, but she's doing it with venom. When it's in reverse, okay? It's not with you know, empathy and kindness and whatever. Just like Libra is here represented in both of these cards, and a little bit of judgment too. I'm just going to say that. But with it in reverse like this, it's just vitriol. Their soul is telling them exactly who they are, what they look like, and it's not pretty. This is why your friends have deserted you. Maybe they weren't real after all. I don't know what this person did to y'all. I don't know what, I mean, I kind of do because I've been following the cycle in general. You know, I've been seeing it play out in my own life in some small ways and in some big ways, but you know, like I don't really mess with those people. So, you know, it's not big for me, but you know, like I can see it, but whew, this is intense. Also, I want to really say, look at the Pisces reading because that is the conscious collective reading. There's a lot of Jupiter in there and I'm seeing it doubled here. It keeps reverberating off to me that this feeling, especially the soul energy, this like, oh, check out that Pisces reading, please. But this is intense. This is absolute, you done fucked up. And there's no coming back from this. When she's reversed, she's not letting you back in. She's not letting you back in. So if this person was looking for their soul to kind of get them out of this situation, you know, you know when you fuck up or something and you get that little spark of anger in you and it makes you scrappy, and then you can kind of get your gung-ho and then you can show up, hey, yeah, I'm sorry I fucked up. I'm sorry I'm a fuck up. And then the person's like, you know, I don't really need all the pity, but I appreciate the apology. And then you can kind of move on from there. You know, that little shred of dignity that you have? Yeah, she cut it away. She cut all the ties. Fuck, this is insane. What's hidden to them? Ooh, the 8 of Swords. They haven't. When they look in the mirror, they don't see anything. They have no idea that they've been strung up like this. And it could be that they see it, but they don't know how to get out of it. They can feel it. I should put it this way. They can feel it, but they can't see it. She feels this. I want you to look at this card. She can feel this. Look, her own hands are on her neck. Okay? Her hands are on her neck. She can feel it. But when she looks in the mirror, she can't see it. Okay? She can't see it. She has no idea why she feels that way. That's what's hidden to them. They have no idea what's doing this. They have no idea that they are taking that jaunt into the underworld. Same with jaunt that you're taking, honestly. And you see what the difference in degrees can do when you and your soul are in alignment and having conversations back and forth. Your soul can be like, hey, that's a bad choice. You should choose transparency, honesty, stand up for yourself, but also hold yourself accountable. Your soul can tell you those things and relay that kind of information. This person was not listening. Their soul's essentially, I mean, the soul doesn't like I want to say abandon you, right? Like it's the soul is you. But have you ever been playing a game? Like, you ever played The Sims or something? I don't want to like give anybody any existential like freak out moments, but just think of it like this. You ever been playing The Sims and you were trying to get your sim to do something and they just keep ignoring your commands and doing whatever the fuck they want to anyways, and then they fuck around. Like, maybe you go to the bathroom, you're pissed off at this fucking thing, you go to the bathroom, you're exhausted, you're thinking, oh, maybe I should quit this game. You come back and they burn the house down trying to cook. And you're like, who told you to cook? Who told you to cook? I told you to read a book about cooking 15 fucking times in this session, and you wouldn't. And now you went to cook and you burned down the fucking house. And then like they kill their like loved one or some shit like that in the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, like you just want to start over. You just want, and then you're just so sick and tired. You just turn off the computer. That's what this energy is. Okay, and you know, the Sim, I mean, it's a computer game, so who knows what happens to them when you turn off the computer. They're ones and zeros, but so is this universe. Everything's ones and zeros. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that they feel that, though. Imagine if your Sim could feel your anger, your frustration, and they can feel the flames flickering around them, but they have no idea how to get out of the house. They just know that the house is on fire. They know that things are happening. They're panicking, but it never occurs to them to leave the house. They just keep standing there. You know, they just keep screaming in Simish. And you're like, you dumb bitch, leave. Get out of the fucking house, you dumb cunt bitch. Oh, God. You know, you're just pissed. That's what's happening. Page of Wands. It's taking away even their fucking whimsy. They have no ideas of how to get out of this. They have no idea that they've abandoned themselves. No idea. Let's see what the outcome is, because I'm guessing something happens here. Oh, no. Oh, they lose out on a wish. Oh, that is frustrating. And I do feel like their wish fulfillment was you. You know, there's quite a few people who have twin flame journeys, soulmates, and some soulmates have not come in. This is what's happening to the soulmates who are not coming in. So for those of you wondering and looking for confirmation of like, is this person getting what they deserve? You know, like, I waited and I moved on. I did what I was supposed to do. And, you know, if you're still stuck on that, you're not moving on. I'll put it that way. You should be in a clear space where you're not really thinking about this person at all, to be totally honest. And if you're having a hard time, find something new to dive into, something that expands your mind and challenges you. It can't just be something you're interested in by itself. It needs to be something you're interested in, passionate about, and it challenges you. It's difficult. You've got to set some goals into working through it, okay? Because I feel like some people need to hear that, because, you know, there's a reason why you were attracted to this person to begin with, why this is your person or situation. This could be a workplace. Fuck. But there's a reason why you were initially attracted to it, and it's because your energies were aligned to some degree, okay? It doesn't, we know that energies can be similar to different degrees, but you were close enough that at some point in time where you resonated and you both populated in the same place, okay? Think of it like that. Like, if if the universe is this random, there's a reason why you're populating with the same people around you and never with complete and total other fucking different people. You know, like there's similar type peoples that you're interacting with and people you never interact with, okay? You walk by serial killers all the time. You just don't interact with them because you don't populate in the same general space. So you populate with people that you are, you know, you're drawn towards and who are drawn towards you. There's a reason why you were. And it's because you also were in this kind of energy at some point. You were denying yourself, not being true to yourself for many different various reasons. And this could have been your place where you were going. But for most of you, and this is a high 99.99995% of you, and there's this 1.0000005%, right? 0.00005. There's like this tiny little smidge of you still holding on to this person, and I'm like, please let go, because this is a dumpster fire. Just let go. Just let go. I'm sure they will come up at some other point in your life, maybe, if it's meant to be. Okay, let's look again at the next aspect. Oh, so confused. Wow, they lose a wish and they lose their way. This is a mess. This is a mess. I've got 3 other cards here. I'm gonna flip them. Wow. Okay. So I flipped them. They were like this, and I could have read them this way, but I was instructed to flip them up like this, and we're going to look at this way and just close out the reading on this, because honestly, their energy is wildly atrocious. But we have the Ace of Cups, but it's in reverse. Like, the universe is blocking whatever offer they're trying to give. Whatever, like, I feel like down here, the outcome is they're trying to reach out. They're trying to reach out to anybody, to anything, and they might try to reach out to you. But this might, like, you might find out later. Like, for instance, later sometime down the road, you might find out that they tried to get in contact with you, but for some reason the message just never went through. Or, like, they email you, right? And they use, like, one of your old email addresses. And, like, 15 years later, you, like, go into it. This happened to like my cousin. It's so fun. I'll tell you the short story, but she was with this guy, terrible relationship. He cheated on her, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, he even invites over the woman that he cheated on her with into the apartment, and this woman is waiting in my cousin's apartment for her. My cousin sees, like, her in the shadow, and she's like, holy shit, that's not okay. That's really creepy, weird. What the fuck? Who is that? And she's like, oh no. Like, she was coming just to pack up her stuff, you know? And call it a day. But this woman was waiting for her. So, of course, she didn't go. She didn't go in. Actually, it was her cat, you know, a familiar, who kind of let her know that there was somebody inside. So she didn't go in. She bypassed all that, just got on with her life, moved on to totally across the continent, doing well for herself. You know, whole different life, right? She, like, that is so far in the past, it feels like lifetimes ago, okay? That's how far in the past it is. So some 15 years later, maybe it's not 15, maybe it was like 10 years later or something, we're sitting where, you know, she visits me sometimes, and we, like, hang out, we have movies, we chat, we kiki, we have a blast when we're together. And she opens up her email account for some weird reason. We were probably trying to, like, get some free trial of, like, Peacock or something to watch some show that we wanted or something. And she ends up opening the email, and she's like, wait, what is this? And it's an email from that ex, and he's, like, essentially trying to hook up with her. And this was, like, some months after they had, or some years, it's like maybe 5 years after they had broken up. He already was with this woman, they are married, they have kids, and he was still reaching out, trying to get back with my cousin, because, you know, she wasn't the type of person who was going to do a bunch of terrible stuff to him. She was the type of person that even when he did the worst, all she did was just walk away. I'm not gonna fight this. I'm not gonna fight. For what? For this? Ew. No. I'm not gonna fight for love. You don't fight for love. You love for love. It can be turbulent, yes. It can be difficult, and you have to undo and deconstruct and work through things, but you don't fight for it. You know, especially if someone's like, well, you have to fight me for my love. What? I know I can fight myself. And have to settle with myself, learn how to self-soothe and self-love and stuff, but I'm not gonna fight for you. Yeah, he was coming through, and it, you know, she never got it. It was 10 years from the last time she'd ever spoken or seen this man, and She never got it. Meanwhile, here he is with, supposedly a happily married with a family, reaching out to her, seeing if she's still open to, like get together. And it wasn't, like a, hey, just checking up on you. It was like, hey, I'm thinking of you, and I'm thinking of the times when we used to have sex, and all this stuff. Like maybe you'll be interested in dallying with me into these dark things. Like what? Like you're like your wife tried to, like, your wife, who was a mistress at best, should have probably been angry with you, because clearly she'd found out that he was cheating and just decided to blame it on my cousin, when my cousin and him had been living together. Like, you see what I'm saying? They were living together. They were not, this isn't like, oh, my cousin found out that he's with another person. No, this woman was the other person. And in her mind, he must have told her so many crazy things about his crazy girlfriend and this and that. People do that all the time. They get caught, and instead of coming clean, they will spin lies about the other person, about the person that they're with. Remember, I think it was another reading where I was explaining to someone, I used to have a friend, and he was trying to spin lies to his wife about me because he was trying to cheat on his wife with me. And I was holding very firm boundaries. Even had my husband on the phone. Like, can you talk sense into this person? Because I think I'm like 2 seconds from reacting. Like, this is bad. And this is a person I had known for a very long time. So it was really difficult for, it wasn't just a situation where you're like, fuck off, and you just keep walking, because they're weird. No, this was a situation where I thought I knew somebody, right? And sometimes you do. It, like... I hadn't been around him for a long time, so I hadn't known how much he changed, and then I found out this marriage had completely changed him. And it's not her fault, it's his fault, right? It's his fault that he stifled himself, didn't grow as a person, all of those types of things, to the point where he became the type of person that tried to make it seem like his wife was crazy. And I'm like, you're telling this to me?